Hey, and a good Monday night live from Catamount Jaxe, just across from the Western Carolina campus. I'd like to welcome you into Catamount Football Weekly as we talk Western Carolina Catamount football from the Catamount Sports Network. I'm Daniel Looker, joined by Western Carolina head coach and Kerwin Bell. And coach, obviously, so glad to be back with you here on another Monday night, a snowy Monday night. I was kind of shocked. I walked outside and the ground was actually covered in snow. I don't know. Seen snow in November before? The old Florida boy. Have you used? I saw Big Puffy came out today.
Yeah, Big Puffy made its appearance today. It was cold. No, we didn't see snow maybe one time growing up the whole time, and I'm in Florida, so I hadn't experienced that very much.
Well, I remember a couple of years ago we had snow on the spring game, and I remember Cade being all really. I think he was excited about it more than anything, like a kid in a candy store seeing snow on spring game. But again, welcome into Catamount Football Weekly as we talk Catamount football. Again, presented by Stanberry Insurance. 4 locations to serve you across Western North Carolina, serving the Southeast for over 40 years. Again, Silva, Waynesville, Highlands, and, of course, the newest location over in Clyde, North Carolina. And, of course, online at stanberry-ins.com. Give them an opportunity to give you a quote on any insurance needs that you have, home, business, auto, life, pet health, anything. Let them give an opportunity. Again, backing Catamounts for 40 years. Kevin Stanberry and the fine folks at Stanberry Insurance helping us get on the air with all of our Catamount Football Weekly and coaches shows throughout the year. And, of course, we're live on location here at Catamount Jaxe, just across from the Western Carolina campus. Make sure you make your plans to come over, see the fine folks here at Catamount Jaxe, the social house in the front, axe throwing in the back. Next time you come to Cullowhee, which we know will be this weekend as Western Carolina returns home to the friendly confines of E.J. Whitmire Stadium and Bob Waters Field as we take on the ETSU Buccaneers. Again, make sure you note a noon kickoff for this one, and of course our game up at VMI will be a noon start. The rivalry matchup. The Rock is on the line. Not talking about Dwayne Johnson. We're talking about the rivalry trophy you see there between Paws and Bucky. Looking forward to having that matchup here as the folks from Johnson City make their way down from Johnson City here to Cullowhee for a big-time rivalry matchup. We need everybody here. I know Don Good. I was waiting for it. I know who's going to take it. For him, this is the paycheck versus alma mater game. Works at ETSU, graduated from Western Carolina. Say hello to Mike McClure listening in from Hayesville tonight. Also, John Stark says, hey, great effort, coach. Let's beat the Bucks. And William Hamby, one of the first to chime in as well. So, again, so glad to have you guys all tuned in. And, again, mark your calendars. Saturday, the biggest game of the year because it's the next one on the schedule. It's ETSU and Western Carolina, the Mountain Rivalry, Blue Ridge Border Battle right here in Catamount Country. And, Coach, let's take a look back and talk about the game here this past weekend. And first and foremost, let's start at the top and talk about the atmosphere. All the build-up leading into it. So many times you hype things up, but this one you could believe the hype because the hype was real. Both teams came in. They proved themselves. Catamount Nation proved itself. What a beautiful game day we had here for homecoming.
It was. It was a great day. Our kids really enjoyed playing in that kind of atmosphere, and the band was great. Student section, man, we need them to be like that all the time. They was really great. You know, people say, well, we lost the game, but there was so many times in that game where we had a chance to fold a little bit. You know, man, we were down 12, I think, twice there in the third quarter. And our alumni and our fans and our student body, man, they were right behind us, and our band playing just kept us going, man, gave us that ump. So don't believe that you're not a part of what we do here. That gave us the ability to just find a way to get back in it. And I just appreciate our guys, man. They fought as hard as I've ever seen a team fight. They wanted it extremely well, and they earned it. They really went out there and played really good football against a really good football team, and we were just one little thing short.
You talk about the Thunder Sticks from Nathan Earwood, criminal defense. They helped the defense that is, get going in that ball game. Again, all the purple-clad faithful that were there, the students lined up before the gates were even open.
Yeah, they were great.
The catwalk had to be nice coming down through there and seeing all the faithful, again, on a beautiful homecoming Saturday and a great opportunity. One more opportunity coming up this weekend. Would like to duplicate that. If we could carbon copy last Saturday's atmosphere and carry it in, I think that'll carry us to a victory many times over. Again, the atmosphere was just unbelievable. Our students coming out, and then all the alumni, everybody. 14,000 plus in the stands, Coach. Again, only the fourth time that we've had 14,000 plus, third largest crowd in Whitmire Stadium history. You said after the game when we talked with me that you weren't sure that you've ever been a part of a game. The atmosphere, the ebbs and the flows, the back and the forth, just the emotion of that game. You said you had not sure that you've been a part of games, and that's saying something considering your pedigree and where you've been.
Yeah, it's just, man, that was back and forth, and the crowd was tremendous, and you know, our kids fought so extremely hard to stay in that thing, and I thought early we outplayed them, and then the third quarter they made the run, and the fourth quarter we made the run. And then right at the end, we were up, had a chance to win it twice, man. They kicked the field goal, come down, and we just didn't quite get it done. But, man, it was a great, great game, and I thought it would be like that because Mercer's a really good football program and football team this year. Their quarterback makes them go, and they got some just legitimate. You can see out there some of their size of their receivers, and some of those things were just, they were just different. So, but our guys hung in there and found a way to I think a lot of it was our crowd. And listen, this team that we coming up is just as good.
Yeah.
I mean, they had them up. They were up 10 points on Mercer in the fourth quarter earlier in the year. East Tennessee State was. They were up on Furman. They were up on Chat. They lost those games. But they are a talented football team, probably one of the most talented football teams. We're talking about just pure talent. So we got to have everybody again. I hope you enjoyed it, man. I hope you enjoyed it. Now this time, let's just make sure we finish with a win this Saturday. But come out again and give us a great boost, because that's what we don't need coming off this last game.
Yeah, just an unbelievable environment. We'll take that again this weekend. I know Will Healy's going to have his squad ready to go coming in. They're coming off a big road win up at Sanford. We'll talk more about the Buccaneers as we go forward. But you talk about normally we finish our conversation with what you guys were able to exchange there post-game. Let's start with that there and talk about how, again, what was the message when you went across and talked to Mike Jacobs, the job that he's done. And you talk about a team that, yeah, they won at least a share. They've not won it outright. We still have a chance. People keep that in mind. We still have an opportunity to win a Southern Conference championship, to share that with the Mercer Bears if they fall to Chattanooga, who won last week against Furman. If they fall at home and we were able to win our last two, we'll share that regular season championship. So still a lot to play for. So, again, just because the disappointment of not winning last week doesn't let everything down. But what did Coach Jacobs say to you after the ball game? What was your conversation like when you guys met? Not so much at midfield because all the confusion. I think you guys met somewhere around the 35, maybe.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was not right on the
Yeah,
logo.
it was a tough situation. I mean, it's so sad just to see everybody rush the field because, you think automatically it's going to be a win, and just to see the disappointment on people's faces as you're walking across the field. And, man, that was a tough moment in my life because we wanted this thing bad, man. So that was tough, and then have to shake his hand, which I respect the heck out of him, man. He's a good coach and has done a really good job. Got a really good football team, and we both knew. But one thing he did say, we both said, hey, great game, man, great job. But he did say, man, y'all deserve to get in the playoffs also, and I'm going to make sure that they understand on our end. We know y'all one of the better teams in the country. So that was good to hear from him, another opposing coach, and I feel the same way about his team. He's got a really good football team.
He could do a lot. He could go a long way. He could just rest all of his guys this week against Chattanooga. Just sit them down the last 2 weeks and then let us obviously get to share the championship. I think it would be hard-pressed for the committee to look at a team that shares a Southern Conference championship not to get in. But, again, don't expect that at all from him. Again, the competitor he is. Had a chance to talk with him multiple times last week and just gracious for his time as far as that went. But, again, Coach, let's go and start looking at the highlights of this ball game. Again, you're able to get the ball first again. As Mercer's going to take the ball to start the second half, you're going to get it to start the game. And, again, right off the bat, your offense comes out. You get a benefit here. We'll see it in a moment, a benefit of a penalty to move things along. But, again, a kick out of bounds, and then right off the top you go for a big shot. That seems to be something that you're looking to do, and Tiger just a little short on that one.
Yeah, Rylan asked me, do we want to take a shot? I said, yeah, let's go get it. Let's go after it. No, Tiger's just a little bit, short on that throw. But we did get didn't we get a late hit or a personal foul on the quarterback?
Yeah, that moved the ball over.
And that moved us, and that got us going, and did a really good job here, Tiger, keeping his eyes down the field. And, boy, this kid right here is special, ain't he? MJ, Michael Rosin is just going to be a really good football player for us here and has had a great freshman season, true freshman.
Yeah, saw some good runs by Branson Adams, who got the start out there for Western Carolina. And, again, as everybody's looking at 16, ended up being 10 with the ball there. Now they get the ball back, and again, they've got some big tight ends that can make some plays for them.
They're huge. They're FBS looking, man. And this receiver looks like an FBS guy. I mean, big, fast. But I thought we held them in check. From one of our coaches telling me, they only caught 4 passes outside. They hurt us down the middle of the field against our safeties and those guys. So we knew that was sort of a mismatch for us. But I thought our guys, there was some times he missed some plays, but also we made some plays also. But here we go. We had a great job. I thought we did a good job with our count. We got a couple times where we got a chance to throw free plays with them jumping off sides.
Again, you talk about it. They pinned us at the 1 yard line, but then we get them to jump off sides, moved us out a little bit, and then going back to work here, just trying to find the ball and move it down the field. And again, both of these offenses, both quarterbacks early on, I thought, overthrew people a little bit. They missed a big shot down the middle of the field. We had a couple that were just overthrown just a little bit. So maybe a little bit of the nerves and the size and the magnitude of this game maybe playing in.
Well, you say, well, we had to punt there, but we did our job, and that is what we talk about. If we get backed up at the goal line, we want to get 2 first downs, because what you do, you try to flip the field position.
Right.
And with the punt that we had, again, that's part of that. Steven, now we got him on the 30. But they come out and hit a big play. But we did a really good job at the field position of flipping the field. But they came out and hit a big play, then come in here and hit a touchdown, and they tied up here 7-7.
Yeah, of course they had to step out of bounds and then they got to the ground game. And again, that running back we said all along, I thought he was
a kid,
I thought he was faster than I thought. You watch him originally, but I tell you, out in real time. And talking about a guy that's pretty fast out in space, how about Pat Boyd catching the ball out of the backfield?
Yeah, just see him run through tackles, man. They got a good hit on him. He just ran through it and got 10 extra yards, so that was good to see.
And staying in the pocket. I thought the pocket stayed pretty clean. We did have the 4 sacks that were given up on the day against the #1 sack defense in the entire country, and they were able to get us off the field again with a punt and trying to pin them deep here.
Yeah, that just showed you. I talked about earlier, maybe on the after the game. And I thought we could have had 28 probably. We missed on a touchdown drive, and that was it. Tiger was just a little bit off. He threw the ball high. He never misses throws like that. But once we got going, we really started, getting in groove, and we finished with 21 at halftime. But I thought we maybe could have got 28 out of that first half.
Oh, you saw again them attacking the middle of the field, and Tyre does a nice job on this punt, fielding that one. Still 7-7 here late in this first quarter. And again, how about Jalen Trezado able to get around and get up north and south, and again able to see his speed a little bit more in this ball game.
Yeah, he's got special talent, man. It's good to have him back. He missed the first 7 weeks, and we've got him back. Here he is going up aggressive and creating a pass interference call right here.
Yeah, I think the DB just did not get his head around and ran through, maybe saving a touchdown on the play on that. Sometimes, again, penalties can sometimes help you out, and in trying to get Pat going on the run game. Had a tough time, tough sledding with the run game. Only 48 yards total when you take out all the sack yardage. But how about that one?
Great.
Pat Boyd out of the backfield.
Great play design, getting Boyd out of the backfield on a corner route, and Tiger does a great job hitting him in stride.
Again, quarterback not really elusive, but he does enough with his feet. Again, he kept his eyes downfield. I was really impressed with the youngster, like we've talked with Dickens all year long. Eyes downfield, good footwork. And
great play by Kim Moore. What a play. Great pick. He's got so unbelievable speed, man. And did a great job. This is good coverage here. 2 guys.
In the hip pocket.
Great job.
So 14-7, and you kept thinking, here's the opportunity, and then this one, you're backing up, you're inside the 10-yard line.
Come on.
And now it puts you back up, and now they're going to able to get. And I thought he got the ball outside the end zone.
His ball's completely out the end zone.
Yeah, I wasn't sure that was going to be a safety.
Yeah.
And they did review it, and they do give him the 2 points. They do give him the football.
That was a big turning point there. We were – we shouldn't have caught the ball, first of all. If you're on the 10, you have to back up 1 step. I don't care if it's 1 step. You don't catch it. You let it go in the end zone, and hopefully it'll bounce in the end zone. So that was our mistake, and then they capitalized on it with the safety.
Yeah, saw a good special teams play. Armine Anderson able to come up and get a big-time hit and keeping that punt return from getting going. And, again, just good balance. They try to run it. I thought we did a good job fitting the runs here for the most part here early in the ball game. And then the quarterback just keeping his eyes downfield and just threading the needle. Man,
we broke on that pretty good. Yeah, I thought our run, we gave up 2 runs that was disappointing. But other than that, I thought we really took the run game away, which gave us a chance to win the game.
Of course, they'll go to it here in short yardage situations and, again, looking downfield and right across the middle. That's just a big time. You talk about the size of a receiver, kind of a post-up move.
Yeah, just posted him up. We knew that was coming, and we had a guy robbing that. Sam Samari was just a little bit late there. He knew what was coming. He just didn't get there.
I thought their special teams played extremely well also to be able to keep Dom Dutton from having that impact that he did in the Chattanooga game. He has a big return coming up later, but he wasn't able to break one. That's 67-plus yards. And, again, Teron able to keep his feet going. And, again, that right there was a big-time hit. I was worried about him at the end of that one. It took a big hit at the end of that stumbling run.
Yeah, he's a tough customer, man. He's not a big kid, but he is tough. He comes back right after that and throws a dime. I mean, going to your left. Pat releases down the sideline, and great job by him getting 1 foot in.
Yeah, great
This
look
is
at
a
it.
big play for us to keep this drive going.
Yeah, so then Tehran's able to use his legs again, going to try to use it to get out of bounds. And the thing of it is, they almost let up on him coming near the sidelines. If he could have kept his feet, he might have been able to tiptoe down the sidelines.
Yeah. Great job, Branson.
Wise.
Great to have him back. We've missed him 4 or 5 weeks,
Yeah.
so it's good to get him back.
And how
Here's
about
another
this?
one.
Free play.
Yeah, free play. We got him to jump. There's my freshman, man. He is a great, great football player, man. Goes up, all challenging catches like that. He comes down with them. He's got some great hands.
Was reviewed and said he did get the catch, did get the foot down, inbounds, dotted it inside the purple turf. That's a touchdown for Western Carolina. And, again, right back. This is kind of those haymakers, back and forth, just swinging on either side here for Western Carolina.
Yeah, here's one of the
runs.
Run. Yeah, we got him on the ground there. Didn't let him score. Let's play another down.
Yeah, good hustle by Partridge to get downfield.
And we hold him here. Yeah. We hold him here to a field goal. Yeah, this is great. This is how you got to play defense, man. Just got to make him play another down. And we got him to settle for a field goal. So we're up 21-18 here. I knew they were getting the ball back the second half, so I think we called a timeout trying to save time. We wanted to get a score here before half, knowing they were going to get it coming out the second half. And I thought we moved it down here really good. Tiger, man, we're here first down with 1:07. That's plenty of time for us.
Yeah.
Right here, if you see you got 16 coming across. Tiger just a little bit too trying to go down the field. He has 16 again on a crossing route.
Another free play.
But what hurt us the most right before this, we hit a screen play, and we had 2 receivers moving. Just stay still, man, because that screen took us down to the 20-yard line. We could have probably got points, definitely 3. We might have got another touchdown. But because of that penalty, we just had to throw these 2 Hail Mary passes. And
just the second interception
didn't get any
of the year.
points.
Yeah, second interception of the year, and it again comes in kind of what you could say is throwaway time. That's the last play of the half, and again, you hate that it goes in the books as an interception.
We hit that screen to Terzado, man. It was a great call, and he gets all the way down to the 20-yard line. Like I say, we probably could have went in and got 7 points, which would have been big. Right before the snap, one of our receivers moved while another guy was in motion. Now you can't do that, and so. Man, that hurt us. That was one of our dumbest plays of the game. But we didn't have many. I thought we talked about penalties as they'll be a big deal, and we only had 5 maybe, 4 or 5. So we played I tell you what, our kids played their hearts out. They played smart, and they did everything I asked them to do. So I can't fault them for anything that went on out there.
21-18, you're in the locker room now at halftime, and Mercer gets the ball to start the second half. This is still a wide open ball game. What's your message to the guys when you went in that locker room?
Well, first we go meet as coaches and see if there's some adjustments, things we need to think about, some things that's bothered us. We definitely on offense is looking at the run game. Where can we find yardage in the run game? That's got to be important in the second half. To be successful against these guys. So we were looking at the run game, felt good about the throw game, and the protection that we were getting. And then defensively, I thought we were playing really good, man. We had 3 or 4 or 5 stops against a number 1 offense, man. They're really good. And held them to a field goal on 1 stop. So it's playing the kind of football you need to play. Just let's keep taking away the run. There was a couple adjustments they had showed us in the run game. They hit that 1 run because of it, so we made a couple adjustments trying to stop that. And then, we went back out. Let's go play 60 minutes. We told you it was going to be 60 minutes. We planned that. We programmed you to do that. We've been practicing that way to go play 60 minutes, so let's go do it.
All right, so we're in here at halftime, and again, a part of a great atmosphere. Again, homecoming, the nobility, all the award winners that were recognized at halftime, coaches in the locker room. We'll look at that second half in a moment as we continue. I want to say hello again, Crawford Anderson dropping us a note. Denise Turner, she's always glad to see 2 in the backfield, talking about Branson Adams, Rose Merritt, Kyle Kessler from down in Florida, all proud alum that are listening in and watching in here tonight, either on our YouTube channel or on Facebook Live. Again, Western Carolina Chancellor Kelly Brown was extremely proud of the effort that we had last weekend. She wants you back this weekend again, as does our entire athletics department. Here's a quick word from Western Carolina Chancellor Kelly Brown as we continue Catamount Football Weekly live on location right here at Catamount Jaxe. You're watching it here. Catamount Football Weekly presented by Stanberry Insurance.
I want to thank everyone for last week's homecoming events. Homecoming Carnival with funnel cakes and cotton candy. Homecoming Parade was fantastic. Thank you, Silva community, and all the alumni that came out. Congratulations to Residential Living Housekeeping for the Staff Award and for Noble Hall for the Student Organization Award. The best homecoming parade I have seen since I've been here. And then on Saturday, will you hear, it was electric. It was amazing what was happening here. We had a sellout the first time since 1994. The crowd was there. It was a great game. Unfortunately, it wasn't the outcome we wanted, but it was still great. Catamounts all over came around for that game. Don't think about the end of football because we've got ETSU coming this week. We have a chance for the FCF playoffs. Thank you all so much for coming out, Catamount Nation. You're the best. Go Cats and claws out.
So, you gonna play this week?
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 You gonna play this
You
week?
gonna play this week? You gonna play this week?
You gonna play this
You
week?
gonna play this week?
And welcome to the Ingalls Game of the Week as the Warhorses square off against the rival Rockies.
He's going in.
He's going in. Go, baby!
Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
Back live on location here at Catamount Jaxe, just across from the Western Carolina campus. Again, the social house here in the front, axe throwing in the back. Exceptional staff and exceptional time had by everyone once you come out here to Catamount Jaxe, just across from the Western Carolina campus. Proud home of Catamount Football Weekly, proud home of our Catamount Coaches shows as well. Looking forward to having those throughout the winter months. Again, all of our shows presented by Stanberry Insurance. Again, 4 locations across Western North Carolina, your locally independently owned insurance agency. Give them an opportunity to give you a quote on your home, business, auto, health, life, whatever. Give them the opportunity to give you a quote. Again, Stanberry Insurance. Visit them online at stanberry-ins.com. Coach, before we talk about that second half, I do want to say hello to a lot of folks here. Fast Eddie, Brian Carter, Joe Henry, Mike McDaniel dropping us a note, Mark Lane from down in Southport, North Carolina, down in Long Beach area, Oak Island area. Glad to have you tuned in. Anna Stokeham down in Ellerby. They were in attendance this weekend. But you hear the Chancellor's message, again, just all the festivities that went into it. We talk about it from the top down, how this is a family atmosphere and a family. It takes a village kind of mentality. You got to make you feel good to hear Dr. Brown talking about the festivities that went in. And, again, the call to action, again, this week as ETSU comes to town.
Yeah, she's great, man. She loves football. She loves athletics. She understands that brings everybody together. And it did last weekend in a great way, and I hope we do it again. Listen, football's about to be over, you know, and then basketball and all this. So, but this is our one other chance to go have another great game and get out of here with a win this time. But we need everybody here, all our students, man, come back out. We need hopefully twice as many this weekend, and our band's just always great. And just get all you alumni. Y'all come back one more weekend. This is big for our football team. We still believe we're alive. We're going to play our hearts out. You know, they were tore up. They were gut punched on Saturday, but I talked to them on Sunday, had them in. We met, had some seniors get up and talk about the importance of these next 2 games, and I told them a little bit about life, man. Life sometimes don't always work out the way you want it to.
It's not always fair, yeah.
It's not always fair, but it's how you handle things in life that gets you where you need to be. And how are we going to handle this moment? It's tough to get back up for a game, man. These games are a lot of emotion, a lot of intensity that comes into this, and they were definitely had 100% of those things going on last weekend. Our team did. We got to find that again. And I know our team understands that, yeah, that was a game that we should have won, a game that we played our hearts out, a game that we wanted so bad for our fans. But we hope you come back and you enjoyed it to a point where you say, man, let's go see these guys win this one and get our path toward a championship or toward a playoff. Because we still have a chance to win a championship.
Yeah, that's
and
just
we're
it.
treating it that way. We're going to try to go in and give it our best shot this week and see what happens. Because like I told him in life, man, it's how you handle it. But it's also you never know what this opportunity, our fans, listen, y'all never know what this did. It was tough. But by God, I've seen things like that turn around 2 or 3, 4, 5 weeks later. You're in the playoffs winning games. You're like, that set a fire. That started a fire in us that has carried us to this point, which you never know what that could be here in the future. So that's the way we're approaching it, is that this is going to set us all afire inside of all of us, and we're going to go play even better than we did last night, and hopefully give ourselves a chance to go as far as we can go this year in the playoffs.
Yeah, say hello to Pistol Pete Balthrop tuned in. Lisa Sanez dropping us a note here as well. I got a lot of folks. Again, this has been a good turnout. Mark Haskett dropping us a note. Mark celebrated his birthday. I said all he wanted for his birthday, Coach, was a win, but he loved the atmosphere, and again, he was ready for it. He got some great pictures for us. Again, Rod Harrelson dropping us a note as well. But all right, Coach, just look at the second half here and kind of get through this one and look forward. We'll put this one to bed here quickly. Again, coming out here 21-18, you had the advantage, and you know you're going to get one of their best punches, and of course they played probably their most complete quarter here in the third.
Yeah, we made it hard all the way down the field, but they came out and, here we are. We stopped them right here on 3rd and 3.
Penalty.
We had a penalty, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one they called on the quarterback, I think.
Yeah, on the roughing.
Yeah,
just like we had on our first
we
drive.
touched the guy. I mean, I wish we could see that. It was crazy. But anyway, we had a little talk, the referee and I, about that. But anyway, they come back. We give them, extra play, and they go down and score. So here's the point where we didn't block very good. We didn't run the ball, and we knew we had to establish the run. And the pass rush got to us a little bit here in the third quarter. I thought they revved it up a little bit, and we didn't block them quite as good as we had the rest of the game. But I thought we turned it around here late in the third quarter and into the fourth quarter, and that's what gave us a chance, was our offensive line really coming on. Might have been because Sanez came in the game or somewhere around there. So, we got to give him some credit.
Yeah. It coincided with it, I think.
He was probably fresh because he hadn't played, right?
Yeah,
so,
that's it.
Everybody else tired. But, no, I thought we really picked it up. And, here was a 3rd and long situation, so we're just trying to get field position. And I thought our punting crew did a good job all day of going down and covering and giving ourselves a chance to change the field position. Here's a great one inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and there's your kicker. Always like to get the long snapper in there as well. Emmett Rhodes comes up with the stop. And then here's the big run you talked about. And
they tackled two of our guys.
Yeah, well,
so
this is the speed that I thought. But, yeah, this is all going to come back. This is all for naught. The penalty will bring them right back, and now they have it inside the 5. And this is where you have an opportunity to pin your ears back and try to go get them and try to fight through with the penalty that took away the run. And, again, I thought defensively we got some good coverage here.
Yeah.
3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, great job, great coverage, great pressure. I mean, we're playing championship football now, these series here. I was disappointed, here. I don't think we got anything out of this, but this is a great job of keeping them in it backed up, creating field position where our special teams, and now, having a chance to go down and score.
Well, how about that play, a defensive end tracking down Jalen
that was a
Trezado.
great play. We had
speed.
Had a chance for a big play there. Tiger right here just misses that deep throw. They have us double coverage there. And this was the big one, man.
Yeah.
We had great field position, and that's this area of the field right here. We had a chance to go score, and all of a sudden they get a turnover, and they got a chance to go score on us. This is a big change in the game right here.
They get the run, the quarterback run that time, and again, everybody keyed. He hasn't run much this year. He's not the running quarterback that you would see a lot of times, but they do try to get him out and get him involved in the offense. And here's a good play. And hit the quarterback. The ball goes up in the air. And not only do we not get an interception, they get a catch and a touchdown out of the play. That was so frustrating. So they get the touchdown. Now they're up 32 to 21, 11-point lead. Catamounts with the ball back. But this is where, again, late in this third quarter, we start to answer.
And when they got to 12 points, you can just see our guys, man, just picked it up. They committed themselves to getting back in this thing.
How about Blackman that time?
Blackman with a great catch there. Tiger making things happen. still trying to stay with the run game. I was glad loved the way Ryan just kept trying to stay. Ryland tried to stay with the run game, and he did a really good job of trying to keep it balanced. But Tiger just went to work, man, on this end route. Great throw to Malik, and boy, Malik just put it in the end zone. Great play by him.
He started to come along here. Again, all the attention played to James Tyre. Obviously so, with an NCAA leading 11 touchdowns. He'll get one of those here later on. But, again, here, this was a tough one, again, trying to get something going. Starting to chase points here a little bit. Again, you get the 2-point conversion. That's the play to go for. You get it back within a field goal. But we weren't able to get it. How about Fish coming up with a big play there?
Yeah, this game didn't come down to just to one kick. It came down to those 2-point plays. It came down to just that moment there at midfield when we had the ball and we gave up the turnover. There's some crucial plays and they throw a freaking Hail Mary up that get
a deflected ball that just floats into the receiver's hand.
Some things just wasn't meant to be, man. But I thought we played hard. Here's where the one bad run we gave up right here, and they called us in a defense that really we shouldn't play. That they called us in with what they were doing, and we just didn't get our linebacker over the top. But other than that, I thought, man, that we started playing offensively again. We're 12 points down. We still responded again with a great drive.
Yeah, going into the fourth
great
now.
Throw.
And how about this throw up top, Malik Knight? And you can't do it much better than that.
Great, man. He got hit too. Tiger got hit right when he let that ball go, but threw a dime. I mean, that's perfect. Great job by Malik. He's got outstanding speed.
And that's where you beat two deep coverage, Coach. You had guys deep, and you're able to throw it over the top, and then they go up top. And
great
this
coverage.
Is where your defense really starts to lock in as well.
Yeah, just great coverage. And we have him on third down, and it was a back shoulder throw. If he throws it out in front, we cover it. Ken's got it covered, but they threw a back shoulder, which is hard to defend, and then the guy makes a great run. So, again, we're down again, 12. I'm like, oh, my goodness. So, come back, and now we miss. We're having to punt the ball. I'm like, this is where our crowd really helped us, though. We punted the ball, great punt. We go down and do a great job here. Look at it, backs him up, return to field position.
And Nas, how about Nas in the open field tackle?
True freshman made a great play for us. And we just found a way with our crowd and our band and our student section right here, man. We just found a way to get back in this thing when we were 12 down. I thought we were about gone, but our kids, they just kept believing.
Yeah, down by 12, and you're inside of 10 minutes, and they're still running hard. They really committed to the run on this drive. We end up getting them to punt. We get the ball back here after we get the stop, and they seem to be content to run clock and run the football instead of keeping their foot on the gas like they have. Here's Josiah Thomas with a catch as a tight end, and this is where Tiger just goes to work. And
man, he's just throwing dimes, just 5 yards here, 5 yards there. When he's like that, he gets going, then all of a sudden he hits the big one or takes a shot. They got a couple guys banged up there, but Tiger comes right back, and this is when he uses his legs.
Eyes downfield the whole time, and a great catch.
Great job, Jai
Boyd coming back.
Jai's. And then now he's starting to just take what they give him, man. Our backs, that's Kamari, who's a really good receiver out of the backfield. And then come right back with a curl route to MJ, our freshman. So he's just picking them apart now. When he gets in this kind of rhythm, man, it's all over. Jai again with a touchdown catch.
Diving for his first touchdown. Surprising as good as he's been over the last year and a couple of games he's played this year.
Yeah, he's only played. This is the first game, really. He played one play early and you heard it pull his hamstring.
Could have had a touchdown on that one.
Yeah, could have had a touchdown on that one. We've missed him. He's got to think he's been out the whole year.
Hassan Sykes.
We thought he might be our best receiver coming back.
So. Hassan Sykes with a nice PBU.
Oh, what a call by
Riley. This one right here, going up top to Dom. And again, single coverage on the bottom of the field, and Dom just does the job with the speed.
A little out and up.
Yeah.
A little out and up, double move. And that got us going here, man. That was a big play to get this drive going. And what a call here.
How about Tyre?
Gets Tyre wide open, and this guy can put it in the end zone. Great job by him.
Nice job. So the Catamounts, again, are going to go for two to try to make this a 3-point game. And
we got beat up front a little bit. They did a good job on a twist. We had a guy coming open, but we just got beat there and gave up a sack. But
so, again, here's a first down play, incomplete pass, second down play, a late blitz. But we forget to get the guy out of the backfield on a big run by Miller, and he's going to take it down inside the 20-yard line, around about the 15.
And people probably say, how do you leave that guy wide open? Well, our backer, if the guy blocks, if the guy stays in the blocks, we don't add in and go rush the passer. And he sort of stayed in there like he was blocking, and we rushed. And when we rushed, and he faded out to the side, and the quarterback found him.
Yeah, offensive pass interference on the last call. backs them up here. And, of course, this is where you're starting to look at the clock as well and
Yeah.
wondering, are they going to try to hold it for the
Oh,
last
great
play? And then right here, bobble, and then a big-time hit. Now they're going to kick a field goal, and Griffith has been really good. Even with Sully looking on in the background, he's able to find it right between the eyes and gets the points on the board. And so now you're down by 2, and here's a Pat Boyd
plenty
get
of
you
time.
started.
I felt like, man, we used our timeouts really good here with the 2-minute warning. This is plenty of time. We work this drill all the time at the end of practice on Wednesdays.
And then here's the play to Dom that they said originally called it a catch and then came back and said it was not a catch. And, again, very, very close. I don't know if you could even see any
How do you turn
daylight.
over that? I mean,
Yeah.
I can understand if they said it was not a catch, but they said it was a catch.
Yeah.
You got to have a lot of evidence to turn it over.
Either way,
But
you
anyway.
go back to Tyre. Tyre's going to try to get you down here inside the 35 still. 47 seconds left, and here's another big-time throw.
Big
Out
throw,
route,
big
gets
catch.
out of bounds. How about that one? Now you're inside the 20-yard line with 40-plus seconds to go. Again, here's the tough one, trying to figure out now what you're going to do and get out of bounds here, 12 seconds. And now this is where you set it up. You didn't ask once before if you wanted it where it set it up. This is where they end up having the timeout. They got back on the challenge. This is where our guys – I thought this might have affected us a little bit,
Yeah.
worried about the call, and then it just pushed it just to the right, and that's where it comes up with the loss. A tough call, a tough play there. Again, like you said, it didn't come down to one play. Ultimately, you saw that it did, but a lot of things led to that. And Marcus Trout has been so good. Forced into kicking this year, a guy that was probably going to sit behind Christian this year.
Yeah.
And then was forced in with the injury since the Wake Forest game, and has been spot on.
It's funny. It's funny, but I live with it, man. I just got to live with what I did. But you remember the Wofford game?
Yeah.
It was his first game. I didn't trust him then, and I gave Tiger another play, which I shouldn't have. I probably should have just went and kicked that one, but you remember, Tiger almost – we had a tip pass, almost got an interception.
Yep.
But then after that play, we lined up. After I gave Tiger that one chance, but my God, he was 46 out of 46 in that game, so I got to give him one chance. And we lined up. He still made that kick. Like I told our team, man, this guy's won a game for us earlier.
Yeah, that's what people forget.
He beat Wofford.
I mean, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about meaningful football in November if you don't make that kick against Wofford.
Young freshman made that kick for us. So this time I'm thinking, and I've had 7 weeks of watching him kick for us. And you know what? Like Coach Webb said, this kid's one of the straightest kickers we've ever been around. Like, the ball don't move. And in practice, he might have missed that kick 1 or 2 times in 7 weeks. And the one thing I told his front team, the only thing I felt if we put it right there, he was going to be automatic, 100 out of 100. And I still believe that. But I believe the one thing I should have said, the one thing I take criticism for, I should have said to him, because I've told him two other times I told him I seen him miss it, right? I told you only 2 times, probably in 7 weeks, I've seen him miss a kick in practice. And we put him in some tough situations.
Yeah.
Like we'll
even
say,
on Thursday.
On Thursday, we'll say we got 2 minutes. We're down 2, and we'll get down there and we'll have the whole team around him the other day. And he just calmly goes out there and kicks it right through the uprights with our whole team yelling at him. So he's been in a lot of those situations throughout those 7 weeks. We've put him in some tough situations, and he handles every one of them. But I should have just told him, and because the 2 times I've seen him miss it to the right, he just stabbed at it, trying to aim it through. I said, son, if you'll just commit to it, you're so natural, your ball's so straight, just don't go through the uprights, but you got to commit. I wish I would have went and told him, man, just commit. If you miss it, we miss it, but I want to see you swing as hard as you can swing at it. And I did not do that. So that was my fault. I take the blame for that because I should have reinforced that him as a freshman, especially at the timeout. Had plenty of time. Man, just kick that thing. Just swing as hard as you can, and we'll live with the consequences. And don't try to aim it because, when you just stab at it, then it sort of leaks on you.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what happened.
Well, and it's one of the things that kind of was surprising to some people, the fact that Kerwin Bell was setting up for a field goal and not going for the touchdown. He had a chance to put 50 on the board, Coach, 50-plus on the board.
Well, the field goal would have gave us 50.
Well, I'm saying you could have put 50-plus on the board and didn't go. But, again, obviously it doesn't come down to one play. It comes down to a conglomeration of plays, a couple of missed tackles here and there, a missed interception that we could have had on a play that the ball miraculously ends up in the hands of a defensive back or in the hands of a wide receiver instead of your defensive back. But again, what was your message to the guys after the game?
Well,
It was a hurt locker room.
Yeah, man, they were upset and emotions everywhere. But you know what? I'm so proud of our football team. There were some guys, some of our young guys that saying, well, really just one that I heard was as we was coming to the locker room saying, oh, you got to do your job. You're only asked to do one thing, right? And we had about 4 or 5 veterans that grabbed him and said, you get out of the locker room. We're in this together. We do this together. None of us played perfect football. And unless you played perfect football for your whole life, then you can comment. But this, like he say, we were in this position because he won the game for us at Wofford. And we're not robots.
Right.
We're not robots out there. We don't have a bunch of robots that do everything perfect. You're human beings. And I know this kid will bounce back because he's just got that kind of demeanor about him. He'll bounce back, and he'll have a great career here.
And you never know. The next time he's going to be called upon in that same situation, he's going to knock one through
Yep.
that gets you the game winner.
That's right.
That sort of thing. So, obviously, a tough bounce back. I know, Coach, you guys were able to gather as a team on Sunday and talk about things, and that was the message to the guys, right? Just, again, put this behind you. You can't let Mercer beat you twice.
That's right. That's right. And I gave him the rest of – I met with him real quick, and then instead of going – and watching film of this last game, instead of going out on the field and practicing, we just said get back, get home, and get over this, man. Get over it. You got all Sunday afternoon and night and all day Monday, and we'll come back after tonight and tomorrow, and we'll start getting ready. And I want them to have their minds clear. And, again, the same, like I said earlier, we all go through tough times in life. It's not always fair, man. Because what was been fair is the way we played and put ourselves in that position. We should have won that football game. That should have been our game. But it wasn't. It didn't happen. And so as bad as we wanted it to, how do we handle it? How do we handle this? And we still got a lot to play for. And I know it's tough, man. Our kids were listen, y'all, I know all y'all were upset, but, man, our team put a lot into that, and they wanted it bad. And all I ask for them is just get over this. And let's get these 3 days in, and let's go play the best game we've ever played because of this. I hope that lights a fire in every one of our players, our coaches, and we go perform at a higher level than we've ever performed all year.
And you talk about it again, a great opportunity coming up.
So you better come watch us.
And as we said, Coach, you still have an opportunity. And I brought this up with you after the game, and it probably was it was on me, not the right time.
Come help us out. We need it. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
I'm
not going to stop you. I'm not going to stop you.
East Tennessee State now is for real.
Yeah, they are.
You talking about a team that's talented? They might be the most talented football team in this conference. They've led Furman. They've led Chattanooga. They've led 10 points on Mercer in the fourth quarter. They've lost all of them, I think. But they are a talented football team. 2 FBS quarterbacks who both played started FBS games.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they got some money somewhere, NIL money. We don't have any. But they got some somewhere because they paying some guys, and they got some talented kids. But it still comes down to not just talent alone. It comes down to who's the best team. And I think this is going to get us over the top is just that fire still burn within us and the way we fought together and the way we trust each other. I think this will carry us a long ways. It's not what we wanted the outcome, but I think it's going to help us as we go forward the rest of the season.
Coach, as I was saying, it was one of those things that I brought this up immediately after the game, and it might not have been a good time just because of the emotion. Again, all the everything going through at that point. But I said, you know what? 1983 team didn't win a Southern Conference championship when they had the opportunity with the tie to Furman and a scheduling change-up. We still have a chance to win a conference championship. We've got 2 games left. We need some help, obviously. Looking probably the biggest Chattanooga fans this weekend will be the Catamounts, hoping they can knock off Mercer to get that win, get them down to 1 loss. Us win out against ETSU and on the road at VMI, finish and share that championship. But 83 team didn't win a championship, and what did they do? They made a run into the NCAA tournament all the way into the championship game. So, again, it's something that, again, what is denied, what is the delayed is not denied.
That's right.
And, again, sometimes tough times
We're
don't
going
last.
to keep believing.
Tough people do.
I hope our fans keep believing. I think you will. I think you've seen the heart and soul of this football team on Saturday. And I think that's going to bring you back this Saturday because you know that we want this, and we're going to give you our best shot as a football team representing your school. I know there's a lot of people out there that's been waiting for a long time, but I think you'd come back because I think you've seen a football team that really cares, that wants to play well, wants to win for you. So come back and give us another big crowd, which is going to help us beat a very talented football team.
It's a rivalry matchup again. The traveling trophy, the Rock, is on the line as ETSU comes down the mountain. They sail the ship down from Johnson City. The Buccaneers in town. We'll talk about that ETSU squad and head coach Will Healy. We'll talk about them on the other side of this quick timeout. So again, it's one of those things, Coach. Looking forward to it. Again, a tough loss here this weekend, but as you just said, we'll talk more about this after the break. But we got to have a carbon copy, get that same atmosphere, get that same energy going.
Yep.
To welcome ETSU as we get ready for the Blue Ridge Border Battle coming up on Saturday. We'll talk more about that on the other side of this quick timeout as we continue from Catamount Jaxe, just across from the Western Carolina campus. Back with more Catamount Football Weekly on the other side of this quick timeout.
So, you gonna play this week?
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 You gonna play this
You
week?
gonna play this week? You gonna play this week?
You gonna play this
You
week?
You gonna play this week?
This week.
And welcome to the Ingalls Game of the Week as the Warhorses square off against the rival.
He's going in.
He's going in. Go, baby!
Ingalls. We're with you every step of the way.
Welcome back here to Catamount Jaxe as we wrap up our Catamount Football Weekly for this installment as we get ready for Rivalry Week. Again, always a tough word to say, Rivalry Week. But ETSU, the Buccaneers, coming down the mountain, the Blue Ridge Border Battle coming up this weekend. And we hope that you're here again. Don't forget the game is at high noon, an earlier kickoff. You get to see plenty of football after it, so you can come catch the Catamounts at noon, watch all the other games the rest of the day. Make sure you're in Cullowhee this weekend. None bigger than this one. They're all big from this point forward. Making that playoff push. We can still say the playoff word here down the stretch because we still got an opportunity to get to 8 wins, which we haven't done since 1984. So, again, need your support. Online tickets, CatamountSports.com. Catamounts come into the week, stayed in one poll. Talk about the respect you get. You get in the poll last week, you lose a game, you stay in one poll, you're just outside the other. 25 in one poll, you're 26 in the other, just outside, and the others receiving votes. Teron Dickens, again, an honorable mention for Southern Conference, for a National Player of the Week out of the Southern Conference. Again, you talk about a guy that had 7 touchdown passes that matched the Southern Conference record. Again, the job that he's doing, he's already broken the single-season record that was set by Cole Gonzalez at 28. He's got 33 touchdown passes and counting, so we're looking forward to that. By the way, Mike McDaniel says he's still got some speaker equipment, Coach. He wants to make a donation. Again, check out his email address. Get a hold of Todd Shealy.
He's a DJ?
Yeah, Mike McDaniel.
We need him to be in the locker room. I'm having a hard time trying to get my music to play. We got too many of these young coaches. I'm telling the players to play it, and they don't always go on cue. You know, I want it right when I say play
right
that
when
music.
I say play. You need somebody
It's
in there.
got to
Yeah,
go.
okay. I'll have to get one of our production guys in there with you or something like that. These guys do a great job with our production all year long. Get one of them in there in the locker room. But let's talk about ETSU, Coach. All fun and games aside, a really good football team, a talented football team. You talk about the FBS quarterbacks, Cade McNamara. You talk about Jake McNamara, Jacoby Criswell, guys that have played FBS games. Criswell came back last week at an outstanding game. Talk about what he did with the win on the road. Missed from October 11th through November 8th, but came back a couple of touchdown passes, 261. ETSU got off to a fast start. They jumped out 21-0 at Sanford and really ran away from it from there. They got an outstanding running back, Devontae Houston. What have you seen out of ETSU?
Houston is the fastest guy you'll see, and we got a lot of fast guys on our team, but he can flat out roll now. And then, like you say, Jacoby's, I think, playing really good. He come off his injury, and he's he's got that threat of being able to dual threat, or he can run and throw. He's a big quarterback. I started some games at North Carolina, So he's a very talented kid. So, yeah, we've got our work cut out for us. Defensively, they are very aggressive. They play good, sound football, man. So we got to go play our best. One thing they do, they start fast, man. A lot of the games that they've been in, like I said, they've been ahead in a lot of games. So we've got to match that fast start. That's what we're going to preach all week, is just being able to start fast, get out the gates fast. I thought we did against Mercer. We got to make that same kind of commitment and be focused, getting out the gates early, and then just go play in front of our home crowd. And I think that'll be a big bonus for us to be able to come out of here with a win.
You talk about Chris Well. Again, they limited his rushes last week, coming back from injury. Maybe turning him loose a little more this week, says Will Healy during his weekly press conference, able to catch part of that. Talk about a coach with a good coaching pedigree, coached at Austin Peay, head coach at Charlotte, been some places, went to Air Force Academy, I believe, to start things off, transferred over to Richmond in his career, a Chattanooga native to start his career. He knows a thing or two about the Southern Conference, been around the block here, but doing a great job at ETSU. They've had to go through some injuries, but talent-wise, as you said, I think that if they had stayed healthy, we definitely would be talking about maybe this Saturday being a championship Saturday.
Yeah, they've played some good football off and on. They've been up a little bit up and down, but that's with their injuries and losing some guys in some crucial situations. But they've been in a lot of games, man. Almost every game they've been in, and because they are talented kids, and so we have got to match that. Mercer was very talented, but this team here, you'll see. Come out and watch, man. It'll be a fun game because this team can also go up and down the field. And I love the way – I think our defense, people's always on our defense. But, man, in a game like we had the other day, I thought we were trending. I kept saying we're trending. I kept telling the guys we're trending in the right direction. I thought we made some very crucial stops in that game. Yeah, there was a couple plays you're like, how did that happen? How does that happen? I mean, jump ball. How do you not let that happen? But we are who we are, but I think we're keep – getting them better and better. And I think we're going to have that this week. Our defense got to come out and play another great football game, even better than they did last Saturday. And then offensively, we just got to make sure we keep protecting Tiger. And I think the big key for us this week is I was so disappointed in our run game. We got to get more of a run game going against ETSU. They can get after you with the pass rush, so we've got to get after them with the run game, and that's what we'll really focus on this week is really be able to run the football.
Yeah, 64 tackles for loss, 23 sacks on the year for ETSU's defense up front. They talked about relentless pressure on each play, the effort on every play to try to get after the quarterback. Someone asked him, one of their defensive linemen, well, how do you stop a quarterback like Teron Dickens? He goes, we just can play every play, relentless effort, and get after him. He's going to make plays. We're going to make plays, but we just got to have relentless effort. That's the one non-negotiable.
Yeah, and you see them, they play like that. They play extremely hard. They get going, and like I say, they fly around and play extremely hard and play together. So it's gonna be a war, man. And we'll get our team up and get them ready. And in front of our home crowd, I know we'll have another great atmosphere. I know y'all are not gonna let us down. Y'all will come back and enjoy another great football game here at Western. And it's going to mean a lot for our football team. And you're going to help us get these kids up and go play another great football game.
You talk about them starting fast. They used kind of a trick play early. Will Healy talked about they wanted to do it on their first drive. Didn't have the alignment. It was a wide receiver pass. I'm kind of thinking of some of those things. Have they done a lot of that in what you've seen in watching the scouting?
Yeah. I think, they've done some stuff that's been successful. Some of them hadn't. But, yeah, they don't come out, like I say. They're a fast starting team. They don't try to throw a lot at you early. And we got to make sure that we're sound in everything we do. Don't give up. Listen, come out of this game like we did the other day. We gave up a couple of easy ones, but other than that, we played extremely hard. We held them to field goals a couple of times. We stopped them 4 or 5 crucial stops, and we made it hard when they scored. So if you can do that, other than 2 or 3 times, we really fought hard on defense, and that's what I'm looking to do. But it's all it'll be about getting off to a good start in front of our home fans, letting them really get into it, and they make the difference. They will help us win this football game.
Talk about atmosphere one more time in a moment. Do a final thought defensively. Ty Anderson, one of their leading tacklers, I believe has got to miss the first half after a targeting call, if I'm not mistaken, if that's what I heard with the coaching staff before. The opportunity for, again, Ty Anderson, their leading tackler, maybe not in there to start the ball game as we look forward to that. Talk about a guy with 65 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, one of the leaders on that defense. But, all right, Coach, let's wrap things up here. Well, before we wrap it up, let's talk injury health-wise. know we missed Darian Anderson last week. Someone was asking about Markel Townsend, his health. Didn't see. We, again, ran, 4 or 5 different running backs. You started with Branson Adams, got Pat Boyd out there, saw Kamari Reed.
Yeah, those
you saw
three.
Markel go a little bit.
Yeah.
I think so. You saw a mixture of running backs, kind of running back by committee, which I think could be just as more dangerous than having one guy that's super dangerous. But health of your team coming out of last week.
Yeah, it really was good. I don't think anybody really banged up hard. I think everybody will be back at practice this week, which is good. Dirty, he had a problem behind his knee on Friday. Was an issue. Trainer felt it was best to keep him out. They've been doing a lot of treatment. He should be back, I think, this week. So we should be at full strength. Feel good about that. Markel's a kid, too, that if we get that lead in the second half, you'll probably see him a lot more, especially in the fourth quarter. We're trying to really run the football, and that's a big part of it. He's so good at getting that. When you got 3 yards, he'll get 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And you might say, well, why don't you play him the whole time? well,
that's what Cosette was asking. I think
she don't know anything. But we got 3 other ones that are really good. And they're all back. Kamari's back healthy, so you add him. Branson's healthy.
Yeah.
Branson gave us a lot the last couple of years. I mean, he's a pro back there. If you want.
Yeah.
And then Pat gives you some explosiveness, and it just runs really hard and catches the ball great out of the backfield. So, and then Markel's that guy that gets you 4 or 5 here and there, and just a really good back as far as setting up blocks and things like that. So they all different, and we try to use them the best we can. Again, we just didn't get going in our run game, and we got to do a better job in that. We got to find a way to find some running game here in this game for us to be successful. So that's going to be a big key all week, is we're going to find the right guys to get that going. That's going to be a big key for us to be able to go out and score a bunch of points.
Yeah, one of the questions we had is, why don't you recruit a guy like 22 for Mercer? Why don't you get a guy like C.J. Miller to
My
come
dad
in there?
always says that. Well, you got to get you a big running back.
Well,
he always wants a big running back.
yeah.
Well,
I've
had some of them in the past.
we had TJ, and
yeah.
we've had a couple of those.
Back
Williams.
in my heyday with JE, I had a Rudell, who's our running back coach, and it is great when you got a power guy who will run through a defense, and because then it sets up your pass game, because now you got a power game with the pass game, so it complements each other. We really make it. We want that, and I think we got a couple. Kamari, we're still trying to get him to gain weight. Yeah. He's a 200-pound guy. He could be 210, 215. This young freshman, Josh Perry, he's at 200 right now as a true freshman. I see him to be in 215 by the time hopefully after this next offseason. So we're trying to get bigger there, but we also love our explosive guys that we use them so much out of the backfield.
Yep.
And it's been successful for us, and it gives a big mismatch. Listen, we're not a dominant football team that can just line up and say we're going to run it right at you. We don't have the money to spend on. If you give me some NIL money, we might do that. But listen, we got good players, but we got to find those mismatches. That's what's made us successful. We got to have a quarterback that knows how to get it to those mismatches, and then hopefully with that we create a running game because of that efficiency in the throw game. That then we create this run game that gives us big gash runs, big runs down the middle of the field. And that's what I've been disappointed. I thought we were getting better and better at that last couple of weeks, and we've sort of hadn't. But hopefully we don't make a big effort this week to get back to being able to run the ball. I thought Ryland called a really good game. Yeah. He was really patient. Even though we were going to get 1 or 2 yards, 3 yards, he was going back to the run game. And now if we can start gashing some of those runs like we've done in the past with our running backs, then it's going to make us even more lethal on offense.
Well, someone always said sometimes if you're either big and slow or small and fast. But if you're big and fast, you're not going to be at the FCS level.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you big and you slow, I ain't recruiting you. I don't want 3 yards in the cloud of dust any way I coach. So now if you're big and you're fast, then we'll talk.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
all right, Coach, one final time. We're going to look right at that camera there. This is your opportunity to talk to our fans at home again. Big one this weekend because it is the next one on the schedule. Still a chance for postseason. Still a chance for a regular season championship to share that SoCon title. Again, one game does not define the season. But this game coming up definitely will because it's the next one on the schedule. It's a big one for you. Talk to that camera there. Tell the folks at home we need a big crowd again this weekend.
Well, listen, I know like you, every one of you, that that you're heartbroken, man. We, just like I am, our team is. It was a tough last couple of days, and cried a little bit. Cried a lot probably about just because my boys, and I call them my boys, didn't get what they really rightly had the chance to get. It was theirs to take, and they put themselves in position to win that game. And to not have that happen hurt me more than anything, not because of me, but just because of those guys. And all they've been through, they don't get back up and try to play as hard as they can play this next game. I promise you that. All I'm asking you is you get back off your butt. Don't pity-patty all week. Let's get going and get back, and let's get back here for another great day and help us win. Because we got two games, and this one will be a hard one now. I'm telling you, we got to have your help. So get off your butt. Our players are doing that. We're going to bounce back, and we're going to give it everything we got. I ask you to get back here, find a way to get back here to Cullowhee. You was wonderful the other day, and I want to see that again because we don't need it. This is a good football team, and you make a difference, believe me. Especially, and you students, man, double up what you did. Pack this place. And the band, you were always great. Best band in the country. So that's my say, and I hope you'll respond to it, and you'll be here on Saturday.
Walker Pope will be in attendance. We know that's for sure as we get ready. It's the Blue Ridge Border Battle, high noon, 11 o'clock a.m. airtime on the Catamount Sports Network. Hope you'll tune in to Gary Ayers, Jeff Bryson, and I with the call on that. High noon, kickoff at E.J. Whitmire Stadium.
That.
It's an
it's
early
noon,
game.
So
it's
they can
early
come and they can get back.
I told you, plenty of time to go watch other games.
Yeah, go home.
Plenty of time.
Jesus, there's no excuses.
No excuses. That's
Hey.
been the mantra all season long.
That's right.
Yeah,
January, since January, no excuses. That might have been, when I thought about saying that back in December of last year, it might have been for you people, you fans.
It wasn't the team. It was the fans.
That might be where I messed up at. So no excuses. That was for you.
All right, so we're looking forward to a great opportunity. Stop by Catamount Jaxe to pregame. Get ready to go for the weekend. Come on back to Catamount Country, a big one. A big week for Western Carolina Athletics. Men's basketball is home coming up on Thursday night as they take on Voorhees. Then we've got volleyball action on Friday night. We got volleyball action after the football game on Saturday evening. Football game at noon. Volleyball coming up at 6 p.m. Then you've got basketball doubleheader. Don't forget this one as the Stetson Hatters come into town. That's down out of Florida, Coach. You might know a little thing or two about Stetson down in DeLand. They come to town on Sunday afternoon, followed by Oklahoma, the Sooners, nationally ranked Oklahoma, inside the friendly confines of Ingalls Court at the Ramsey Center. So a busy, busy week. Visit CatamountSports.com for all the information on a busy week of Catamount Athletics that gets going on Thursday. For the coach, for our entire staff, for all the folks here at Catamount Jaxe, Daniel Hooker saying so long. Get your tickets at CatamountSports.com. We'll see you this weekend right here in Catamount Country. So long, everyone.